now move on to our week 3 preview, Easter weekend. So there's Good Friday footy, Easter Monday footy as well. To be honest, both those matches this year aren't that interesting. Dogs and North and Hawthorn and Geelong, but you never can write Alistair Clarkson off anything. But we'll start with your sure bets of the week. Pilch, what's your sure bet of the week? I feel like there's one that we're all going to have.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll see.
Like, I didn't want to pick it, but it was just easily the sure bet of the week. So we've got the Doggies over North Melbourne. You could feel pretty safe putting your house on that one.
Yeah, it's $1.07, so I don't even know if it's worth it.
Yeah, it's not.
Well,
actually,
yeah.
I mean,
I actually don't know if that's worth it, to be honest. They could have 15 concussions and all of a sudden North win by default.
This is the only way that they're going to win.
The only chance.
Yeah. It could happen. Ben Cunnington's predicted to be back. Could change the game. Rosif, what's your sure bet of the week?
Oh, yeah, surprise. I've got the Dogs. I'm not just going to say I think Dogs by 40 plus. I think they're going to kill the North. I don't really think North are better than them in any other area of the ground. So, yeah, I think the Dogs are just going to make an absolute mockery of them.
Yeah, is Dogs North always Easter Good Friday, or is it because Pilch, didn't we go to a Good Friday game or something and it was St Kilda?
It's always North, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's just a weird setup.
Mate, when I saw that, I got home from soccer, I think, and I saw the North result, and I was just like, surely not. Like, it was actually disgusting. I actually thought they were a sniff to beat Gold Coast, but.
Ooh, I backed him in with the line. I thought they were going to produce with the betting lines last week, but nope, they were shit.
Because they weren't dog shit against Port in round 1. Like they came out, started pretty well, but obviously they suck.
Yeah, who knows? Our sure bet of the week got up last week. I'll try and keep you guys updated on how our previous tips go. We obviously had Port to beat Essendon. No, don't really need plaudits for that, do we? Upset of the week. There's actually a few options this week. There's quite a few games that are fairly close in the betting odds. I'll start with my number one though. I sent this into a group chat. I actually don't get this personally. Maybe because of the COVID thing. Maybe that's going into some people's reasonings. But when I checked last night, Brisbane were $2.05 to beat Collingwood.
They still are.
And I don't really get it because after round 1, everyone was off Collingwood. As Crofty would say, they were going off like a what did he used to say? A fish milkshake on a hot day or something. But no one wanted to touch him. And now Brisbane lose to Geelong in Geelong by 1 point. Now people think the Pies will beat Brisbane. So, maybe it's COVID, that sort of situation being factored in, which would be fair enough. And they are probably going to be without a ruckman, as Big O doesn't look like he's going to get up, which is beautiful for Hugh Janus, as Tom Fullerton is on my forward bench. If hopefully he plays permanent rucking roles. But I just think Brisbane, they're a pretty solid chance in any game they're an underdog in, really. They're a good team. So that's my upset of the week, but there are a few options. Pilch, is that your upset of the week as well, or are you looking at something else here?
It is, but I just want to say I often check the lines as soon as they come out because there's always some weird ones. And when I checked, Port were $2.05 underdogs against West Coast. So if you manage to get on that early, then that would definitely be mine.
That changed.
They've come into $1.90 now, so that's why I didn't get them. But I like Brisbane a lot as well.
Yeah, there must have been some drastic movement in that because when I checked the line, it actually been taken down, and West Coast were up to like $1.95. So people must have been frothing that. Rosif?
Well, I'm actually quite shocked that Freo are such massive underdogs against Carlton. Carlton start the season 0-2. They've got Fisher and Martin out. Cripps is in poor form. And in fact, I might actually quickly chuck 50 on Freo now.
$10
Freo just exactly. I think I've got like a $50 bonus bet. I might chuck that on. But yeah, to see Freo just torch GWS, and I know that's the 5 situation, but they've got Sarong, Brayshaw had 35 or 30 odd. Mundy had 35. Um, they've got Tamina up 4. They've got Swikowski, who I've actually always rated. Is a sort of blistering sort of half medium forward. Just, once every 3 or 4 games, he'll have a 5 disposal performance get dropped. But Freo fans seem to rate
Bit of a
him.
motlop.
Exactly.
Is that
I think
offensive, or is that a compliment? A bit of a motlop? I don't know.
Offensive.
I think I don't know. I rate the kid. I rate the guy. He's an absolute myth, but I think he's going to be good. And I think they have better talent than young talent than I'm sure everyone would say better young talent than Carlton. Carlton really only have Walshy and maybe a couple of others like Mackay and Charlie in there. But I think Freo's talent is going to get the better of Carlton at Marvel. I'm definitely going to take advantage of those odds, at least straight after this podcast. But yeah, that's definitely my upset for the week.
Yeah, I don't know what to think about Carlton, because I have a lot of mates that are big Carlton fans. Obviously, Jack Broadbent's been on the podcast a few times. A few boys from my cricket club are diehard, so I don't really want to see their sanity tested. But at the same time, it'd be a bit of a pisser if they go like 0-10 or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm all about Freo on that one. I'm actually opposing you here, Pilch. When I checked, well, this is because I just don't know which way this game's going to go. So I think either way, the underdog's a solid bet. But yeah, when I checked, West Coast were $1.94, and as we know, in the past, West Coast have beaten Port in some pretty big situations. Not sure if round 3 is quite that occasion, but I know West Coast probably, with Adelaide's form right now, West Coast is arguably Port Adelaide's arch enemy, given some of their huge clashes, I'd say, in the last 4 years. So, yeah, especially at Optus Stadium, I think West Coast is a fairly decent value to be an underdog at home. But yeah, I don't actually know who I'm going to tip in that one. Probably need to think about that. All right, betting lines, game spread, however you want to call it. What's the most appealing sort of lines to you, Pilch?
Yeah, my number one is just Port head-to-head, because the line's at 0 points. I know everyone bangs on about West Coast at Optus, but Port are just... I never bet my own team, so I won't be putting money on this game, but Port are just a miles better team at the moment, better list, pretty much better everything. And I believe we've won our last 3 against them at Optus, and that was when we were shit in like 2019. So
Are you not concerned?
I think $1.90 is a steal. To be.
Are you not concerned that the Port boys haven't been tested yet? They've played Adelaide in the JLT, and then obviously 2 fairly easy teams so far. Are you a bit worried it'll be a big step up for them?
Normally I would be, but given last season, I'm gonna back us in.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Well, like a fair point there. Rosef?
Well, I'm just going to go ahead with Freo again at a plus 15.
Yeah.
I think that's ridiculous. I've also got Melbourne in there against the Giants. I think I don't know, actually, for such a betting man, I'm actually not sure.
I never know
I never really
how
do
to
the
say it.
lines, but yeah, at sort of negative 8.5, I think they're going to beat GWS quite convincingly. So I've got them in there. I think the Dogs at negative 42.5. I think they're getting beaten by 10 goals plus, especially with these extended quarters. Like Norton might kick 5. Josh Bruce might actually maybe kick a couple. I just don't see North really having any scoreboard impact whatsoever. The Bont will probably go forward and have a party as well. So those are my big 3.
It might be a bit sadistic, but I'm fucking doughy for it. I'm doughy to see the Doggies boys just rack up touches. Hopefully Daniel and Dunkley are in there causing carnage for the Hugh Janus Supercoach side. But and it's also at a time slot where there's no NRL, so I'll definitely be tuning into it. Might even
there was a photo. There was a photo of like the Dogs plays to get 20 plus touches, and like there was like 10 people, like $1.03. It was it was quite funny.
Yeah. That's I fucking love the Doggies. I can't lie. They just seem like good blokes. But yeah, when Jason Johannesson can't even get into his side, things are going well. For me, the one that intrigued me the most is Gold Coast. When I checked, they were at minus 2.5. I don't know how. It's in Adelaide, which I guess could scare people off. I think Gold Coast will win that. I'll definitely be tipping them. And for any favourite or person I think is going to win to be under, a goal in the spread, I think that's pretty good odds. Because yes, it happens, but how often do teams win by 1 or 2 points? It's pretty rare. So I think Gold Coast should cover that, especially if they win. And yeah, like you said, Roy, I saw the Freo one at plus 17.5, and I'd probably snap your hand off for that. I'm not too confident on the head-to-head for them. Like, they are good value, but yeah, given that 3-goal leeway, I definitely like that for Fremantle. Any other predictions you boys want to make for the weekend? Any players, any teams, any other road calls?
Oof, no predictions. I'm just going to say I think that'll be a good match to watch, Adelaide Gold Coast. I think I think playing in front of Adelaide, who arguably like the weakest team of the comp, in front of an Adelaide crowd who do get up and about, which we saw against Geelong. I think it will be a really good mental task for the Suns. We obviously saw that Geelong went up for it, come up against the weakest team of the comp, but in front of a really huge, intimidating crowd. I think it's a test that many, many teams would struggle against. So I think if Gold Coast managed to come up with a victory, I think it's be a huge tick for them. I know it's a bit funny to say that because Adelaide are the worst team in the comp, but I do think it'll be a big task for them.
Yeah, especially considering most of the Gold Coast players have only 1 or 2 years into their career, and they play at the Gold Coast where they get 10,000, 15,000 people to games. So yeah, that's going to be a big shock for them, playing in front of a big passionate crowd that are hurling abuse and probably other things at them. Pilch, any calls you want to make here? I'm concerned. He's got that look on his face. He's going to say something.
No, I've actually got nothing.
Yeah,
all my spreads were covered by you boys. I like Freo and Brisbane
and
cover
Port.
and Port. Yeah,
I'll have one road call. I'll go the first Supercoach 200+ point game for the year. I'll go to Josh Dunkley this weekend against North. I reckon they'll chuck him in the middle, full time.
I've got a semi.
Yes, 40+ touches, 3+ goals.
I'm going to captain him now, 10. Straight up captain. So if he doesn't pull through, I'll blame you.
I've got a feeling he's gonna annihilate them.
Yeah, I'm very happy to see that, to be honest. I brought him in last week in hopes that he'd be a top 3 forward. And
he will.
If he gets 200 there, he's pretty much well on his way. And I think I need that after bloody Dylan Shield going down for 6 weeks.
It's a miracle! Oh, yeah! What about that one? Unbelievable! Balotelli, Aguero! Crowd cheers. Here's Siddle.